announced via his social media channels that UFC light heavyweight champion Alex Pereira will defend his belt for the second time in as many months as he takes on Jiri at UFC 303 on June 29th.
Jiri, the Spectrum Samurai, the autism itself, is one of the most fan-favorite fighters right now. And this is due to the weird file style that he has right now and the weird Tony Ferguson type training style that he's doing. That is basically doing a bunch of crazy shit, hitting woods and stuff like that, and putting himself into dark rooms for 3 days and thinking that he's going to beat his demons in there. Yeah, he actually said that. And yeah, all these things and those crazy things that he does is going to lead him to the greatness, on his own words. He is having a fight with Alex Pereira on June 29 in UFC 303. Pereira is also one of the most loved fighters on the UFC right now, being one of the most active and charismatic fighters that the UFC has on his file. And this is leading us to a fight with two of the most entertaining fighters that the UFC has on his roster right now. And let's recap a little bit on this. This fight already happened, right? We saw one of the most improbable outcomes that we can see on this match. That is the win of Pereira by knockout. And for many of us, this was an early stoppage, and probably Jiri would won on the ground in that fight. But at the end, we didn't have the Spectrum Samurai winning at the end. And that's okay. I think that is a perfect scenario for us, the fans, that we can be participating in one of the most exciting trilogies that we have ever seen on the UFC history. And yes, I think if we put these two guys in a fight for 10 times, 9 of those 10 times Jiri is winning, and the one that we got right now is the less probable one. And don't get me wrong, I really love Alex Pereira. I completely love how Alex Pereira destroyed Israel Adesanya and put his ego down a lot of times. That creep. And in that event on UFC 300, he was making sad faces when Alex Pereira knocked down Jamal Hill. So yeah, I think that Alex Pereira is one of the most exciting fighters right now. And I even have this guy's name on League of Legends. I think it's more than obvious that I love this guy. So yes, I think that Jiri has the power, the autism, the Tony Ferguson dementia that could lead him to the victory. And he was capable to impose his autism against Alexander Rakic. And even with no legs, he was able to knock him down and being able to finish him on the ground with ground and pound. And for me, honestly, is the fight that happened on UFC 295 against Alex Pereira was an early stoppage. Jiri has never been knocked out on all of his UFC fights, and the only time that he has lost on the UFC was against Alex Pereira by a KO. That was for me a little bit something more like a knockdown, and the referee stopped on the middle of that. But yeah, the way that he went up so quickly and how the footage that we can see that probably he would get Alex Pereira to the ground and maybe submit him with some crazy autism power that he has, you know? I completely acknowledge the power of Alex Pereira, but for me, this fight was not stopped in a good way. Jiri was having a way to do something on the ground, and maybe if the fight wasn't stopped in that specific moment, we can see some armbar, or maybe a rear naked choke, or something, maybe a different autistic submission that Jiri can offer us. The ground game of Jiri has been proven a lot of times, and I think that he wins against Alex Pereira at UFC 303. And he could be given some spectacular fight against one brother after that, some ankle ab or something, and maybe knock him down and submit him. I think that he has the way to do that, but that's speculating a little bit too much. So anyway, I think that probably if he wins against Alex Pereira, Pereira will get an immediate rematch at the time, and it will be completely deserved. After all that this guy has done for the sport and for the UFC, saving a lot of main events to this time, as an everyday thing, it's completely massive. I mean, this guy has saved 2 main events on the UFC. So yeah, this guy completely deserves his title shot. At the end, I just hope all of you join me to the mouthbreather gang with Jiri and Ricus Duplessis. This mouthbreather gang and mouthbreather fight style is something that is being shadow banned by the media. I think that all the platforms like TikTok and other stuff are promoting mewing, so you don't do mouth breathing. Jiri Prochaska is clearly a mouth breather, and he follows a goofy, autistic file style that the priest Dricus Duplessis has given us. That is basically don't do mewing and fight like a crazy ass bitch. And yeah, if you don't do that, you're never going to go to the greatness. And if you breath by your mouth, you're going to succeed on your life. I just hope all of you get a great day. Subscribe and like to the channel. Follow on X.